got something really nice to show you today, guys. If you're doing the brake work, caliper work, brake shoes, of course pads, even wheel bearings, you know what happens? What happens is you're pulling the rotor off, which is quite heavy, as you all know. You're pulling the rotor off, and you accidentally drop it on one of the studs. What does that do? It peens one of the threads over and makes it impossible to put your encapsulated nut back on. What we have today is a 10-piece Rethread kit for studs. Really nice. Very well packaged together and in a nice blow molded case. Now, a couple of things I want to share with you. Not only does it have the dies necessary to rethread and clean up the threads, but it also has chasers to be able to chase not only the nut or the encapsulated nut, or in fact, when you're dealing with European cars where they have bolts versus studs, you can go ahead and clean those up. So, complete kit has 4 sizes for both the stud, bolts. They are driven by a 10mm socket. You have all 4 dies. You do have a thread gauge. And what's that thread gauge do? It's easy. What happens is, to determine what the appropriate thread is, we're just going to set this up here and determine it based upon the engraved size of thread. So I set that up there, and when I see a fit, I know in this case it's a 1.25, 12mm 1.25. That's obviously the size diameter and the threads per inch. So it's really nice, gives you everything you need. In addition, we give you some extra O-rings. How does this thing work, Jeff? Well, what we do is it allows you to stretch it apart. The O-rings allows elasticity. You can stretch it apart and you can put it up on your wheel stud like you see here. So that's what it works. I'm going to show you in a minute how you're going to be able to clean up the threads and repair them without knocking out the stud or without removing or replacing the bearing. Stay tuned. Okay, as I described before, the O-ring, which comes in the kit, along with 4 additional ones, allows you to stretch and open up the die and slip it on the damaged stud. Now you can see here I have one already set up, and it's real simple. We have a socket that's got 2 pins in it that just slips over that, and what that does is contains the die and makes sure it cuts without moving. And all we have to do now, obviously, is take our ratchet and go ahead and back it up to repair that. So you can see I'm getting a little resistance, but because I'm cutting it brand new and these are a little corroded, you can see how nicely it's cleaning it up, and you'll see that in close up in just a second. So real quick, obviously I could use my impact gun as well, spin that off the driver. Any one of those functions, these tools would work. So there you have it. As I said before, for your encapsulated nuts, all you've got to do is take your size and go ahead and you can chase the threads to clean that up. Or if you're dealing with a bearing that has holes in it with bolts versus the studs, you can simply thread this in and chase it out. Again, you can use your impact gun or a ratchet wrench. Either way, it works very effectively. Thanks guys for checking out on the LTItools.com website. Thanks so much for watching.